Hello everybody, welcome to Frontier Mentality. I hope everybody's doing well, surviving. Oops, where y'all at? Where am I at? There we go. Surviving the heat. So we are discussing how to protect your house from a forest fire. And believe me, we have a lot of work to do after I've read this. But luckily our roof is rated for a class F fire and it's asphalt. So I'm going to give you shoe bugs. So critical hardening area materials for roofing and upgrade to a class A fire rated roof, such as asphalt, metal, clay, or concrete tiles. When you have gutters, make sure you're keeping them clean. If you can afford to have the gutter guard put on, that's just one less headache to worry about because it keeps everything running and everything out of your gutters. Okay, vents and eaves covering for the attic. They're saying, like, I don't know if we can see it in this, but at the top of our house we have vents and it has the wood slashes in front of it, but it also has a mesh, hardwire mesh in all the corners. I think that's 1, 2, 3 we have, and by having that mesh helps keep embers from getting into our attic and catching it on fire. So now it also says to do it for your vents that lead under your house. We have a few that need to be replaced of the mesh wiring up in the vents where air can still flow under the house but protect underneath as well. And it's suggested to have metal or not really metal, some type of tan-ish door, metal door onto your crawl space and not the wood door, because you're trying to keep things that would catch fire away from your home. Okay, siding, walls, choose things that are resistant to fire, such as brick, rock, stucco. There is a concrete siding now that they make, boards. So if it's in the budget, replace any places that has wood with that. Then we get to decking, fences. Replace wooden components that directly attach themselves to your house. So if you have a wooden fence, there is a rule 5 feet away from your house. So a 5-foot period of your fence needs to go to some type of metal, chain link, or like cattle panels or something metal. It needs to be metal, and it needs to only be within the 5-foot radius if you want to go back to your the vinyl siding fences or the wooden fences. If you're gonna have wooden fences around your property, see if you can get that included into your homeowner's insurance if you live out near where a forest fire could be, so it will cover the cost when you have to rebuild. Okay, now for your decks, if you have them, and a lot of people have them and they're wooden. So how do you protect your wooden decks? First and foremost, the same mesh. It's I wrote down the size they were talking about. 1/16 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch for the little squares in the mesh. Get somebody, if you're elderly, get somebody to screw them the mesh underneath your porch, and it's supposed to help ambers that are flying around underneath so it won't go up to your decking. But you can also add like a barn tin underneath your deck, screw it in. You can use that for extra collection of rainwater too. Okay, decking components. Oh yes, if you're using your deck as storage underneath, anything that is flammable, move it out. If you're storing lawnmowers or anything like that that's got gasoline in it, it will be a mess. So make sure that you're storing gasoline, your lawnmowers and everything with it 5 feet away from your home. It even was talking about propane if you have an outdoor patio. Like my chairs really need to be 5 feet away from the house. So we will do that closer to fire season here. But, so propane tanks. One article said put them in your garage. Hello, I am not putting anything flammable in my garage if I don't have to. I would do we have a shed or something that's further away from our home. We can put, if that was the case, we could unscrew all the propane, turn all of it off, and store it in that other little shed that's away from the house during the fire time. Okay, make sure you have hoses, hoses, fire extinguishers. There you go. I'll get to it eventually. That you're keeping close to your home. And I talked about removing everything out from under your decks. And then landscaping anywhere around your house that you might be putting mulch down or mulching leaves or anything like this. It's recommended to scratch all that stuff away from your house because it is a fire hazard. Replace it with gravel, concrete, or pavers. So if you just need to walk around your house, put the gravel and the pavers and do it within the 5 foot away from your home. So you're also going to want to make sure you're trimming any limbs that are over your home. They suggest 10 to 12 feet high to have that cut. If you have shrubs growing near your home during fire season, they recommend that you cut them down. Make sure they're not touching the eaves of your house and they're not touching windows, because some people's windows are not new and still have some wood in them. We're trying to keep fire away from our home. Okay, the eaves. Okay, now I know y'all, looky here. It says, because I was looking it up because I'm curious about how to protect my yard and whatnot. You see all that stuff growing along my fence line? You don't even see my fence. Well, maybe right there in the corner. But it says to trim all of that stuff off. Half's on the neighbor's side, so I need the neighbor to also help cut that all off. Well, somebody's booming. Well, anywho, pause. Okay, the dogs are gonna bark. Somebody playing their funky music gets them all riled up. So, of course, the fence line definitely needs to be trimmed again. So, some of this stuff's been here for years and it's almost trees. but it suggested weed killer. Well, I hate to put weed killer over there because that's where we grow our food. So we're just gonna have to cut it or back and try our best to keep it cleaned up while it's green and try to keep it low. But if you're starting out and you're building a fence, they suggest that you put either gravel under your fence or concrete. You can box it in and do small portions of your fence, and this keeps the weeds down and keeps any pups or something else trying to dig into your yard too. So there was that. And what else? Oh yes, the patio furniture. Now if you have patio furniture and it's metal and you're using like cushions and stuff like that, you're to bring those in during fire season if it's close to your home. And you need to have hard copies of your home insurance, copies of all your vehicles, and it's best to maybe to even have a picture of your vehicle, your home. So you have your insurance cards, your home insurance. If you own your own home and you own your cars, have the deeds or a copy of your deeds. Your social security, your driver's license, your passport, proof of your address like a utility bill or a bank statement, birth certificate, marriage license. Up-to-date vet records for all pets, backup harnesses and leashes or pet carriers for your pets. Have up-to-date pictures of every member of your family, pets included, livestock included. So, and put it in a fireproof folder or a fireproof photo album. The photo album was cheaper. And a little bit of cash in there and a handwritten note of every family member's phone number in that as well. So if you keep this close to your door, so if it's crunch time and you've been told you have to evacuate, grab this. It has all your important information in one central location. And this can also go for your barns and stuff. I did for houses, but your barns, you can use the same type of materials if you're building a barn. But if you already have a wood barn, go ahead and do concrete padding, stand it out on all sides of your barn to help protect it. It's at least 5 to 6 feet around the structure. So yeah. All right, everybody, this is your fireproof to-do list. All right, everybody, please stay safe. Please get ready. Please get prepared. Frontier Mentality signing out.